Good evening, everyone. It's your boy, Mr. Number One himself, Mr. Cornerstone Kev, aka Star Child, aka Shazam, and you are watching the Pod Couple on every Thursday from 6:30 to 8 o'clock on your YouTube channel. Welcome, everyone. Um, I have a few things on my mind. Um, this is the only place for Knicks content if you're a huge Knicks fan. Um, like I said, I got a lot on my mind. I've been having very couple of bad days. We started off great. It's been a while since I've been on because I've missed y'all for like the past two Thursdays. But at any rate, the one thing that I'm a little bit upset about is just the way we played these last two games. Right now we're 5-3, and to some people you would say, 5-3, the season's a little bit early, but to us we should be 8-0. And the reason why I say that is because of all three games that we lost, we've been in, and we're going to talk more later on during the broadcast of why we think these things are happening and if there's any cause for panic. I'm not panicking, but I'm just upset. So, but I will say I was at the first game at Madison Square Garden when we played that double overtime game against the Celtics, and it to be with so many of my Knicks brothers and sisters was incredible, and it was just a great time, and I'm glad that we got the win. So yeah, uh, that's pretty much it right now. And now I'm gonna try and pass it over to my main guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's your man, G Man for life. Hey, let me tell you something right now, right? I don't want it to be misconstrued or get it twisted, right? Knicks fans, I need for you to take 5 seconds, take a deep breath, and relax. Rome, the old saying, Rome was not built in a day, is a true statement, right? So, a couple things that I want to get off my chest real quick. I know the knee jerk reaction from Knicks fans would be anyone that's not performing up to par of what you believe that level should be, trade them. Get rid of them. We ain't got time for it. So I want you to take a moment and think about your success in life, right? When you got your first job, were you great day one, or did you grow into the role? Afford these players the opportunity to do just that. I would much rather see the struggles that we have right now go on in the beginning of the season versus when it really counts during playoff time. So everybody take a chill pill, relax, and understand that first and foremost, we have to get chemistry built on the current roster that we have constructed right now. On paper, it's great. But guess what? Paper don't win basketball games, ladies and gentlemen. That's not how it works. We have to rely on the players on the court to understand their role and play their position, right? So let's let them grow into that and see where it goes from there. Now, am I going to put a ceiling on where that is? No, I'm not, because people develop different than others, right? I may develop faster than Cornerstone, right? Or Cornerstone may develop faster than me, but that should not be a detriment to what we have going on as a basketball team. We are successful when we play team ball. When we get away from team ball, things don't go well at all, right? When we got the roster that we have currently constructed now, we talked about trading offense for defense. And we said that up front. Now people are all of a sudden forgetting what that conversation was. Do you not remember that conversation? I remember it like it was yesterday. It's still ringing in my ear. I just want everybody to take 10 to 15 seconds to think about where we are and where we could possibly be if we had not done the things that we had done in preseason to get us where we are now, right? So my predictions for the first 10 games have gone awry. Am I upset? No. I'm concerned, but not upset. Why? Because I understand the fact that people need to develop. You know what I'm saying? So sit back, relax, buckle up, let's go.
That was beautiful. That was better than me. But I'm not going to give you all the credit, you scallywag. Looking like a gremlin. You talk about me looking like a gremlin.
It's good to see you too, brother. It's good to see you
Good
too.
to see you too, man. Good to see you too. And then
guys.
here is the architect of everything. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the one, this is the only Uncle Freezy. How you doing, brother?
Hey man, I'm good. So Knicks fans have some questions that they want y'all to answer, right?
Okay.
And so I'm gonna post them here and move out of the way, and then let you guys rock and roll.
Okay.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
But before I do that, I have to do a read, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a read that I have to do. All right. To become a member of Blorange Tiers, click on the join button on the Blorange Tiers YouTube page. By becoming a member, you get perks such as priority chat acknowledgement, members only live streams and videos, Blorange Tiers emojis, and more. A link to the page will be in the description. Now, with that said, here is question number 1 for you.
All right. Okay, so did the Knicks fans expect such an inconsistent transition from the defense reserve team to be more balanced to a more balanced attack? Huh. Interesting question. I'd like to know who asked it. What are your thoughts, Sergeant G-Man? What are your thoughts?
So I believe that first of all, let's go ahead and acknowledge we have different layers or different levels of Knicks fans, right? Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. So people like me that's been Knicks fans for decades have a different expectation as to when you put a team together, what the outcome of that team should be, versus someone that just started becoming a Knicks fan in the last 3 to 5 years. They are definitely different. So far be it for me to let me take a brief. I got to detour 1 minute because my blood brother, just became a member of the Blorange Tiers Network.
Oh, okay. So he must be the good one because you the bad one.
Here we go.
Let's be real.
I would say this. Well, first of all, welcome to the family, my brother, and I hope you enjoy the content. So back to the question at hand. First of all, understand that the Knicks fans, there are different levels of Knicks fans. So when we talk about expectations, that's going to depend on what level of Knicks fan you are. Now, people have called Knicks fans unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
They have called Knicks fans overzealous.
Mm-hmm.
They have called Knicks fans just outright crazy because we have takes that no one else has, right?
Right.
Because we're Knicks fans.
Right.
I would say this. I would say that understanding whenever you change the dynamic of an organization, there is going to be a period of adjustment, right?
Right.
We have different expectations as to how long that period should be and what it looks like on the end when we can tout ourselves as successful, right? So I would say, just like I said before, calm down, take a deep breath. If you need a woosah moment, rub your ears, do whatever it is you need to do, but relax, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
We are 8 games into a 85 game season.
It's not 18.
No.
It's not 28.
No.
It's 8.
We are on the preface of getting to where we need to be within the season.
You know what it is? G-Man? I think people mistake early success for continued success. What I mean by that is we went undefeated in the preseason. and we won our first 2 games
Right.
against Boston, which I was there for, and I paid the price the next day, but that's another story. That's another story.
Right.
And ladies and gentlemen, you see him laughing. He knows why he's laughing because I've told him everything that happened. So that's the reason why he's laughing. But anyway, we beat Boston double overtime, and then we beat convincingly. Would you call it convincingly, or would you call it just a butt whipping? Against Orlando. So for us to lose at home to Orlando and then go and beat a Philly team, beat a Chicago team, a Chicago team on the road, and then beat a Pelican team, and then to come home and lose to a Raptor team, and then lose to an Indiana team, our first road loss to an Indiana team, I think people ride this wave of positivity, and once we hit a few road bumps, then change to a road of negativity.
So to respond to that, I would say this. Keep it in concert with the fan question. I would say that first and foremost, Knicks fans, again, depending on the level of Knicks fan that you are, have a propensity to have knee-jerk reactions, right? So when somebody does not play well, the first thing we want to do is trade them and send them off to.
Oh yeah, they got IQs. They got IQs bags packed.
Yeah.
They got them packed.
Yeah. So I would say that when we talk about the level, so wins have different levels as well.
Yes, right? Exactly.
When you talk about a loss to an Orlando Magic, right? That is an eye-opening experience because everyone on that roster said we shouldn't have lost that game, but we did. Right?
But we did.
So, so you go to the gym the next day, you go to work the next day, and you say, okay, we got to put that behind us because we can't dwell in the past. We got to capitalize and address the mistakes that were made and become better because we're about to go into Philadelphia and play a team that we haven't beat like in forever, right? So that effort and that zeal was there. You saw it once they stepped on the court. Yeah. That's the only game you saw that in. Because the following game, that did not happen.
Sure did not.
What happened was we go out there and get to doing what we think is going to make us successful. We up on the lead, but then we squandered the lead. And by the grace of R.J. Barrett, watching his idol play basketball, knowing that he's going to pump fake him, and he don't go for the pump fake and defends the ball, that's how we won that game. Should the game have been that close? Nope.
No, it should not have.
Not even almost.
But
that is the only reason that could have been. That's the difference between a win and a loss. So you take that right there and then transition to a Pelicans game. A depleted roster again. There's no Zion. The rookie they got, he's not playing. But then they still played us close. So now I'm really concerned. I'm like, okay, I saw this happening in Chicago.
Right.
And then it transitioned to New Orleans. And we happened to get a win in both those games. But it was only a matter of time before somebody came out and said, you know what, Kev? When I wake up this morning and I go into the office and I hit my cubicle, I'm going to out-hustle Cornerstone Kev. That's going to be my primary purpose. So when I come in, that's on my mind. And that's what happened with the Raptors. And you know, those guys, they were in their bag, Kev. They were in their bag.
Sure were. You saw,
he was in Anobi's. How you say his name? Anobi.
I can't. I call him the African.
I always mess his name up.
Yeah, right? I call him the African.
Randall was wearing his shirt with him, but he was still scoring at will, right? But will. That game was a direct reflection of hustle basketball.
Exactly.
We got out hustled everywhere on the court.
The Raptors look like us.
LG Anunoby is from London.
told the man he was from Africa.
So I'll call him Danger Mouse then. I'll call him Danger Mouse. You remember Danger Mouse back in the day, right? He from London. So there you go. Because he ain't no James Bond. Well, he probably could have been James Bond the way he was playing against us.
Boy, look, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I think with that matchup, I don't think I do not think Randall took it very, I won't say personal, but I don't think he wanted to meet the challenge. I really don't. Because when you're scoring like that, the way he was, something would click to say, you know what? I gotta be on you. I've got to, play you harder than what I've been playing. And I didn't see that.
So I have a different take on that, right? I believe that when you see a guy that's got his shot going like that, regardless, he could have went to the concession booth, ordered some nachos with cheese, and shot the ball, and would have went in, right? That's just
everything was going in for him. Yeah,
he was having that kind of night. So what you do as a result of that is you would say, okay, you can do what you want to do, but your other 4 teammates, they have no choice. They have no shot here. So that's where you put your focus at, right? You try to limit him. You're not going to stop him. You try to limit him because he's already shown you if he can throw a hope and a prayer and it's going to go in.
In all seriousness, it was between him and Gary Trent. Those are the 2 guys that were really, doing stuff. And the thing about it also is I thought the other guy that was coming off their bench, I think his name is Bashir. I thought he was going to do more work against us, and I think he's hardly even playing right now. So, but see, the thing about it also, G-Man, is these guys are still the Raptors. They're only 2 years removed from winning a championship. Is it no 3? Is 2 or 3 years?
2019. They won in 2019.
They won in 2019. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're only 2 years removed away from winning it all. So they are still the Raptors are still the Raptors. Yeah, they're missing Kyle Lowry. Yeah, they're missing Kawhi Leonard, but those core guys, a lot of those core guys are still there. They still got the coach of the year, and Nick Nurse.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but count that we had the coach of the year in Tom Thibodeau. So just to make sure that we pay homage to the question at hand, right? I believe that as a Knicks organization, as a Knicks fan base, we just need to pump our brakes, right? Give this team an opportunity to gel, because if you look at what we got going on, the only real corner pieces, I almost said cornerstone, but I wasn't going to do that. The corner.
Why not? That's what it is. I mean, let's call it what it is. The cornerstones.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not giving you no props. Come on, man. You know better than that. You know better. So when you look at the organization of this basketball team, the only 2 people that were really entrenched in the season last year, Randall and RJ Barrett, right?
Yeah.
Mitchell Robinson was not on the squad for the better part of last season.
He was not.
We also have new additions in Kemba Walker and Evan
Fournier. Yeah.
So that core group, the starting 5, needs to figure out how to gel, understand what your roles are, and play your position. They haven't done that yet. That is the growth that we're trying to get to right now with the 5.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that and everything. It's just, oh man. Technically, we really should be 8-0. We should be 8-0 with the way a Coach Thibodeau team is. We should be 8-0, but we are not. We are 5-3. So from here on out, I'm hoping that they have it in their minds that each time, each possession, we got to play it like it's their last.
Hey, Kev, can I ask y'all a question?
Yes.
Just a follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
Is Tom Thibodeau a one-trick pony?
Ooh. Ooh. Now, see, me and my whatever you want to call him, we've talked about this in great lengths.
Mm-hmm.
And the question that Freezy just asked makes a lot of sense. Is he a one-trick pony? And I'm not ready to say that yet because there have been instances on other teams where the coach that turned around everything had been there for a while and then changed. And then that coach that has come in goes on to win a championship. Ladies and gentlemen, G-Man and I have talked endlessly about this. G-Man is on record to saying that Johnny Bryant is the coach in waiting. He said that. He's been emphatic about that. And as much as I hate to agree with the person, notice I said the person.
Give it to me.
I have to agree with him because he's in the organization. He doesn't have to go. If the organization wants to move in another direction, they don't have to because there's someone already in place to take that.
Mm-hmm.
He knows the system, and Johnny Bryant knows the system, and probably knows more what buttons to push than what Thibodeau does. So, am I ready to say that he's a one-trick pony? No, I'm not. But when the change does happen, Johnny Bryant will be there. Now, when it happens, that I don't know. I don't know how long Tom Thibodeau is going to be here, for a while. Because, I mean, let's be real, Sergeant. When it does happen, the media is going to jump all over it that we made the wrong decision.
Yep.
They're going to jump all over that. So, but the one thing I can say about our organization, they keep everything in house and nobody knows nothing. So if they want to jump on us, they'd be like, go ahead. We're still not telling you nothing.
That is a fact.
Unlike the other, knucklehead that ran the show and Steve Mills, who everyone still is trying to compare, say that I'm him. And obviously that's not happening because I look better than him. He just got more money than me. But Steve Mills was that cause and effect person going to the media.
Right.
When is Leon Rose going to the media?
Never.
Never
happened.
Never. Even when he was brought in halfway during the season,
mm-hmm.
He never went to the media.
Yep. That's a fact. So I'm going to say this. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, let me get in my position.
First of all, you got to cut that children of all ages because ain't no children watching us.
Yes, they are. You just don't know. I got fans all over the place, Kev. You just don't understand. You don't.
Yeah,
understand.
they like the zoo. That's the reason why.
That's why you up here.
3-point goal, Sergeant Knicks.
So to answer Freeze's question, I would say, as far as being Tom Thibodeau being a one-trick pony, I would say yes, he is. And this is why before people come for my throat and all this, that, and the third, I'm going to tell you why I say that, right? I have always said Tom Thibodeau is a placeholder right now. He is the person that was brought in to solidify a foundation in which we can build upon, right? So you get all these players in here, you get an identity for your team, which is supposed to be defense, which if you watch the last 3 games, that has not been the case up until this point, right? But at the same time, you have to be, as a coach, you have to be crafty enough to understand the abilities of who you have on your roster and have them play towards their strengths, right? And then figure out how to address those weaknesses and shoot around or in practice. I'm not sure that's going on right now. It doesn't translate to the basketball court in what we see as a product being put forth when we are out here playing these other NBA teams. So, and when I say Thibs is a one-trick pony, that is no detriment to his coaching.
No, it's not a diss. It's not a diss.
He's a great coach, right?
Absolutely.
However, we have to be in the mindset that we need to move forward. We can't be stagnant, because if you get stagnant, you're going to get passed by, right? So the next thing you know, we're trying to explain to all the Knicks fans why we're behind a Toronto Raptors, or while we are behind or Indiana Pacers. That's not going to sit well with Knicks fans, right?
Yeah.
I say all that to say this. Tom Thibodeau, I'm going to call you a one-trick pony, but you still got something to give, my brother. Go ahead, keep doing what you're doing. I need for you to help. Listen to Brian a little bit more, right? Because I know he be in your ear telling you, Coach, that's not what we need to do. You need to play this rotation, or put this group of guys on the court at the same time to see what that looks like and see how they can perform together. We saw it in practice, because I know y'all did it in practice. There's no way Thibs put these guys on the floor if he's not seeing that in practice. That doesn't happen. That's not Thibs coaching, right? So understand what is going on out there. Listen to your assistants, and that way everyone else can have that voice to make the team better overall. But to Kev's point, what he said before, I'm telling you right now, Johnny Bryant's the next head coach for the New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming. It's coming. And when it happens, only thing I want y'all to say to G-Man for life, Knicks, aka G-Man for life, is thank you.
And you got the receipt book.
Yeah, I do. I keep a receipt book. You know that? You know that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me ask you this. Do you think Johnny Bryant is whispering in his ear to give these two rookies a look?
No.
Really?
Hold on, Kev. Before you go there, I just happened to have a question from, I'm not going to say this person's name, right? But I think I'm just going to let you guys see it.
Okay. Do you think Coach Thibs thinks this set of rookies are behind last year's group of rookies in terms of the thing? Thinks that this set of rookies are behind. Yeah, I do. I do. Here's the problem that I have with this, Sergeant. Now, it's been said that Thibs handpicked these rookies that are on our team right now. These are his guys.
Right. As reported.
As reported.
Right. Okay. Go ahead.
So what I'm getting at is, you would think that if these are the guys that he has picked out, that he will find some way of getting them into the game. Not to take minutes away,
right? But
just to help with the game, because we know what they're capable of doing.
Okay.
So again, do I think they're behind? I do, because he gave your boy last year, and Obi Toppin. I don't think there was one time where when Obi was going through his trial and tribulations, that he ever sat him once. I think he got into every game that he was getting, that when he was on the bench. There was not one game where we were like, where's Obi? He always put him in. Whether it was for a minute or two, he always put him in. And IQ, forget about it. IQ had more minutes than everybody put together from last year.
Okay.
So now you fast forward to this year, and it doesn't seem like these guys have gotten off the pine at all. And if they did, it was for the closing seconds of the second quarter.
Okay.
The only one that's gotten play because of injury is Jericho Sims. And let's be real, as much as we love Jericho Sims, we're really waiting for Grimes and McBride.
Okay. So that's a lot to unpack, Kev. That's a whole lot to unpack at one time, but I'm gonna do my best here.
And just real quick, Anthony 212. No, I disagree with you on that one where he says McBride is a better Alfred Payton. I don't think you can never compare it to Alfred Payton because Alfred Payton, how good is there?
Read stuff out the chat, huh?
Yeah, I was. I had to. That was Satchme, but
Right.
now you can go ahead, Sergeant.
So go ahead, Freeze. Go ahead.
So Cornerstone, I'm asking you directly.
Yeah.
Is this set of rookies, or is last year's set of rookies better than this set of rookies?
Well, yeah, they are. Last year's set of rookies are better because last year's rookies got run. We don't know what these guys can literally do because we haven't seen them. We haven't seen them. I'm not ready to call listen, I'm not ready to say if any of these guys are better than Obi Toppin. I'm not ready to say that at all.
You better not.
And I'm not. Exactly. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. But from what I've seen throughout the games, these eight games, I wouldn't mind seeing somebody come in for Quickly because it seems as though Quickly is in a rut right now. But to answer the question, are these rookies better than these rookies right here? Of course, because they got more run. Floor is yours.
So I would say this. Are this year's crop of rookies better or worse than last year's crop of rookies? I would say you have to take that into consideration of what the roster looks like, right? So the roster that we have this year is deeper than last year's roster, which would enable IQ and Obi Toppin to get run last year versus this year. Because last year we didn't have a Kemba Walker, we didn't have an Evan Fournier.
No.
We didn't have a Mitchell Robinson that was on the floor.
No, we did not.
So that would preclude a different rotation that you would see, whether it be folks coming off the bench or if because of injuries, who actually starts the basketball game. So all that's different, right?
Uh-huh.
So I don't think that it should be a detriment to the rookies that we have right now that they're not seeing any time on the floor because we are a deep basketball team right now. You have legit all-stars on the floor at every stretch of the game. Again, we have to find what that chemistry is so these guys can produce and be productive throughout the course of the entire game in its entirety and stop losing leads. So
stop losing leads.
What I don't want to see is this. I don't want to see Grimes or McBride in the game just for the sake of them being in the game. Because what happens
if you
put them in there and they don't have a good game, then you got to go back and do damage control. Then you go back up to get to a point to where they're confident in coming out and shooting the open shot. Rather than doing the whole dribble, and making a bad pass. We don't want that. So, again, I would say, Knicks fans, be patient, right? Be patient. The beauty of, and I don't think that we understand this or we don't take this into consideration enough. The beauty of the way that this team is constructed right now, McBride, Grimes, Sims, are living in the perfect world because they can sit behind legitimate all-stars, learn the game of NBA basketball. So when you do get that burn, then you can come out and you can produce. And you're not second-guessing your skill set. You're not second-guessing the fact that do I belong on this court with these professionals or not. You're coming out saying, I'm confident enough in my game that I can take you off the dribble and get to my spot and legitimately score high percentage baskets. Or you as a point guard, I'm about to D you up from half court. As soon as you cross half court, I'm about to pick you up. And you're going to have to get that ball up. And I'm going to force you into a bad pass, which is going to lead to transition baskets for us. When you got people that can run the floor and get those transition baskets. And speaking of transition baskets, I need to see my man. So if he's my man, I can talk about him, right? I'm telling you right now, Mr. Obadiah Toppin, right? I'm going to need for you to put a little bit more energy into those transition buckets that you're making, right? All these little under the hand layups when you on a fast breaking trend, man, cut all that out. We ain't here to see that. What I need for you to do, all this wall space I got back here, I need posters up there. So I need for you to start posterizing dudes so I can add to my wall. Right now, the wall is in because you ain't put nobody on the poster in a long time, brother. So I'm gonna need for you to get with the business.
Hey, y'all mind if I ask a question?
No, go ahead,
Absolutely. Be my guest, sir.
So Cornerstone Kev,
Yes.
Which set of rookies would you rather have at the moment? Which set of rookies do you think contributes to Knicks winning basketball right now? And before you answer, though, because I want to give you a few seconds to think about it, because it wasn't a really fair question to put you on the spot, right? But I will say this: you have seen an uptick in Obi Toppin's production.
Yes.
He went from 4 points a game and 2 rebounds in 10 minutes to 6 points a game and 3 rebounds with 2 more minutes a game. And quickly's production has gone in the toilet, right? Yeah. Now his defense is markedly better. It's you can't deny that Emmanuel Quickly's defense is not better. People that say that are just Quickly haters, right?
Yes, I agree with that totally.
But at the same time, do you feel like Miles McBride and Quentin Grimes can do what Quickly is doing right now? Which set of rookies would you rather have? Obi Toppin and his uptick in production by 2 points and 1 rebound, and Quickly's decline in production on the offensive end, or the potential of Miles McBride, Quentin Grimes, and Jericho Sims? Which group would you rather have? And which group do you think will contribute to winning Knicks basketball?
See, he put me on the spot.
Because you're a smart dude. Now listen, you're a smart dude.
I am smart.
And so I take liberty in asking you difficult questions because I know you're smart and you're a Knicks fan. You know what I'm saying? So why not ask a smart Knicks fan a delicate and tough question?
I would say that IQ is going through a tough time right now.
Would Grimes be better right now in the rotation over Quickly?
Yes. The reason why I say that is because Grimes is known for his defense, but Grimes is also known for, I think, to my opinion, from what I've seen, I think Grimes can finish at the basket better than a Quickly can. So, yes, IQ's defense has improved. It has improved, but I do believe his, I don't want to say court awareness, but his head just doesn't seem like it's in the game. There's something wrong with Quickly right now, and I don't know what it is. It can't be the rule changes because everybody is pretty much adjusting to these rule changes. So it's got to be something else that's wrong with Quickly. And G-Man, you and I talked about this morning.
Mm-hmm. We did.
If it's a problem for him right now, why not give Grimes some of those minutes and let IQ sit? And I'm sure whenever a player sits for a couple of games or a few games, they usually come back when they get their opportunity to produce. And then you say, okay, yeah, he just had to sit and just watch the game a little bit.
So you don't want to answer the question. You want to.
I did.
You said, I think I heard you say, why not give Grimes some of Quickly's minutes? Which means instead of one or the other, you want both.
Okay. Well, it's Uncle Freeze. It's hard.
Which set of rookies? 21 or 20?
Oh, God.
Quickly and Obi or McBride, Grimes, and Jericho.
You're on record. You're on record. No pressure. No pressure.
How did Quickly look yesterday?
He didn't look. He looked garbage.
Hot
He
garbage.
looked garbage. He looked like garbage.
How about Obi?
Obi was fine.
No, weak. Call it what it is. Weak.
But he still scored and got your rebounds and got everything else that was going on. He blocked a shot. He blocked a shot.
He blocked a shot.
But it's still in the record that he was something.
Kev, for the record, I'm not on either side. I want the Knicks to win. Right? But
like me too.
But what I want to do is, in terms of these lines of demarcation that we're making, like Knicks fans are drawing these lines in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
What I ask this question so that we can educate each other, so that we can have more informed discussions, as opposed to, Quickly is trash. We don't want to just say that.
No, and you'll never hear that from neither one of us.
Right.
We'll say he's playing like trash, maybe, but we'll never call him trash at all. That will never happen to me.
What about Cornerstone Kev answering the question?
Oh shit! I can't answer it. I can't.
Okay. So let me ask Sergeant Nix then. So I'm gonna ask Sergeant Nix, aka G.
And if he answers wrong, I'm gonna put my fist through the screen.
Well, how can you say his answer is wrong when you don't have an answer? Okay.
Let me. I can't wait to hear this. After all his posturing, I can't wait to hear this.
So Sergeant Nix, aka G-Man for life, which set of Knicks do you think helps this team win right now? Which set of young guys? The 2020 guys or the 2021 guys are better right now and in a better position to help this team win? Emmanuel Quickly and Obi Toppin, or Grimes, McBride, and Jericho Sims?
Freezy, you asked that question like it's difficult to answer. I don't understand.
No.
Answer the question. Stop doing that. Answer the question.
Cornerstone Kev with no answer says, answer the question.
So here we go.
Answer the question.
Watch how easy this is. Emmanuel Quickly and Obi Toppin give the Knicks a better chance to win right now.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay.
Right now.
All right.
So that's easy. That's so easy.
Okay. I didn't know you were scaring me. You were literally scaring me.
Look, that's a softball, because I'm gonna tell you why. Again, as I've already said this, right? People develop differently. Last year, people wanted to ship Obi Toppin out of here on the first thing smoking, right?
Sure did.
Because the narrative was that you're supposed to come in NBA ready. If you follow, and I've always said, I'm on record for saying this, if you follow Obi's career, you know it takes him a year to develop. Everybody knows that watches Obi, right? Quickly came in, and he was that dude that nobody expected for him to be as good as he was when he appeared. Now, what has happened is people have tape on you. When I got film on you, I can prepare for your game. So that means all that stuff that you got off last year, guess what? You're not doing that this year. I'm ready for you this year. So what needed to happen, what quickly that did not happen, is his game needs to evolve. So because his game did not evolve, and you throw the rule change in there, that creates a complication that he's going to have to work through. But still, he has a whole year, an entire year of NBA experience playing against NBA teams in the playoffs. Let's not forget that. In the playoffs, right? That's experience that you can't buy. So are you telling me I'm going to trade that for 3 young guys that we just drafted with a small sample size to say I'm going to put the hope and prayers of this franchise in your hands and hope that we move forward? And I always say this: hope is not a strategy, Kev. It's
not a strategy. No,
it is
no.
not. So I'm telling you right now, unequivocally, I don't want anybody to mistake what I'm telling you right now. Don't twist it. I still love those young guys that we got.
Yeah,
I feel like they will be good, coming down the stretch once they get that experience and that get into NBA rotation someplace at some point when we start winning games again like we're supposed to, Thibs will be able to get those guys in and get them that NBA experience.
I mean, because let's be real, our players are holding these guys back because when we're supposed to be blowing teams out or have control of the game, then that's when these guys are supposed to come in, to get their feet wet, and it hasn't happened.
So I want to make this clear. I want to make this perfectly clear, right? People say, and this is the thing, right? Be careful what you ask for because you just might get it. So imagine this, and I'm not going to speak ill will on anybody, but just imagine this scenario right here. For whatever reason, Quickly has a personal day. He can't play, right? So what do? Grimes is in Quickly's position, coming off the bench, right? And he has a horrible game, horrible, because we were playing that Miami Heat, right? So how do you get this young man first game in the NBA in a real NBA situation? How do you go back and rebuild that
75% of this chat and people that are watching would crucify him.
Absolutely.
Would crucify Grimes.
And they forget. They asked for this. I want to see Grimes on the court. I want to see McBride on the court. I want to see Jericho Sims on the court. Listen to me. If that's what you want to see, this is what I need for you to do. Get the tape, go back and watch Summer League. How about that? Because what we're doing right now is we're preparing for the regular season NBA moving towards the playoffs. That's what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen. This ain't a game. This is not a game. So understand what we're doing and the methodology behind what we're doing. And I understand you guys want to see the young guy. Everybody wants to see the new improved toy, right? That shiny thing that you get for Christmas once you unpack the package and take your new bike and ride it around the block and all the other kids are oohing and ahhing because you got a new bike. Okay, that wears off after about the first 20 days. Now,
ask Detroit.
Man, look.
Ask Detroit. Oh, somebody wants to get rid of your boy and bring in Noah Vonleh.
Stuff like that, I don't even entertain.
So where are we on the question?
My answer, Freezy, is this. I'm going for the 2020 rookies, IQ and Obi over the young guys, McBride, Sims, and
Grimes.
So I'm all about IQ, and regardless of what you see right now, that's not going to be what we see as we progress through the season. Let's be real about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So y'all think and I just want to, just for clarity, because we don't want to talk about the same things over and over and over again. And Knicks, the thing about being a Knicks content creator is you want to, make sure that you ask tough questions and keep, fans interested with questions and topics that keep their interest, right? And so what we want to do is ask you guys, do you believe Tom Thibodeau has splinters in their behind because these guys are not as good as the class before them? And the reason why, and at the same token, do you think the 2020 class doesn't have a starter is because the 2019 class, has a player that's better than them? Is that what we are? We going into the draft not selecting guys that have high upside, or is it just Thibs is stuck in his ways and rookies have to earn their way?
So I would say this. I would say that Thibs knows what he wants, and he wants what he wants, and he has the power to get what he wants. I.e., the draft class that we just had in 2021. Those are Thibs' picks. Don't get it twisted. Thibs went to the front office and said, this is the style of basketball player that I want. I don't care where you pick them at, but this is the style of basketball player that I want. Right? Now, it remains to be seen how these players produce on the court in long term because we're still in a small sample size. That's number one. Number two is, as far as the splinters in your behind thing goes, Thibs has already told you. He is on record. If you don't, I will send a link out for the interview that he had. Thibs said, in order for you to get on the basketball court in a game, you have to be exceptional, not excellent, exceptional in practice, right? So the fact that these guys are not seeing playing time, guess what?
They're not exceptional.
They're not exceptional. So you get he has told you what the standard is. So don't get upset because you don't see him on the court. What you need to be doing is getting a Twitter account and on the IG and say, hey, I need for you to work a little bit harder in practice so you can get some time when it really matters.
So we should dead the Quentin Grimes, Miles McBride argument about getting quickly playing time.
Yeah, that's
ridiculous. Stuff it. Okay.
That's ridiculous.
Okay. All right. So I have another question for you.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
How open are the Knicks fans to a slow start if it means long-term success?
Oh, great question. Great question. I'm gonna let you go first, Cam.
Yeah. I don't know if I think the core Knicks fan is open for it, but I do believe the fan you mentioned the layer fans, G-Man, the ones that have been there from day one.
Yeah, but if you forget my name, it's right up under my picture. Just read
it. Sergeant, I know your name, fool. Oh my God.
Go ahead.
Now I'm forgetting what I said. Thank you so much. I think the impatient Knicks fan is not for it, but people like you and I, all we got is time.
That's it.
We've been part of a team that only won 17 games.
Mm-hmm.
We've been part of a team that has gone all the way to Game 7 of a championship.
Right.
So all we got is time. What we want to see is progression.
That's right.
That's what we want to see is progression. Now, when we started out, I mean, last year was last year, of course. But when we came out the gate last year, we stumbled a little bit, but then picked it up. We gained steam.
Mm-hmm.
This year, we came out the gate firing, and again, we just had a couple of 3 hiccups. The only thing that upsets me about it is that 2 of those hiccups were at home.
Right.
Not 1 at home, but 2 at home.
Right.
So again, I'm not. We lose a game, it's like, oh man, blah, blah, blah. Okay, on to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we will get this. And you told me earlier. Well, no, you didn't tell me. You didn't tell me. Yeah, let me scratch that because you never tell me nothing. So there you go. Alan Hahn said, see, it's amazing how it transitioned from you to Alan Hahn.
Yeah.
Alan Hahn said last night, when have you ever seen a Thibs team not be good?
Mm.
When have you ever seen that? Minnesota, but then again, with Minnesota, he had a bunch of cream puffs on that team anyway.
Hey, that's how I was gonna go.
You know, he had a bunch of cream puffs on there anyway. And then also, not to mention, not only was he a coach, but he was also a GM as well.
Right. Got a lot of hats.
So, he got a lot of hats. Where here, he's just got the 1 hat.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I'm not panicking. Am I mad we lost those games? Yeah, most definitely. But I'm not going to panic. But what's also amazing is how we were like number 3 in the conference. Now we're down to number 7. That's a little crazy. But what that tells me is that our conference is starting to really gain steam as being elite, like the Western Conference used to be.
Okay.
It's still, unfortunately. And we're not saying that Thibs is perfect. We're not saying that. He's not perfect. But nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. I love Freeze. No, yeah. What I'm saying is nobody is perfect at all.
So G Man disappeared.
Oh, he disappeared.
I think that might have been a tech issue.
Okay.
But the slow start, though, the slow start question is not one that's solely Thibs, because the players themselves may get off to a slow start. Right. When you ask players to get into different roles, like when you ask quickly to go from a scoring guard off the bench
to a playmaker
to an offensive playmaker, he has to have time to adjust. You have to give him time to adjust.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
and that's what
G-Man said his computer is misbehaving. So,
but Uncle Freeze, you know why his computer's misbehaving? He has a Commodore 64.
Yeah, I know.
He has a Commodore 64. Yeah. What would you expect?
Yeah, G-Man, come on, G-Man.
We were like what? 11 or 12?
Yeah.
Maybe 13. And he's still rocking a Commodore 64. And if anybody don't know that in the chat, those are one of the first computers that that came out, even before Apple.
Right. So Kev, so are you open to a slow start? And I think you are. And what a slow start. And here's the thing. I think sometimes Knicks fans equate slow and bad. The question was not, are you open to a bad start?
Right. A slow start.
Yeah, the question is, are you open to a slow start?
Yes.
And slow start might mean you may struggle against some teams that you shouldn't struggle with and you still win, like the Pelicans game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
And games that you should probably win in a close game, you lose because you get out to a slow start like Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so the thing with the thing with Knicks fans, I would say to you, is this: if it means winning a championship, short memory Knicks fans will forget about the slow start and celebrate the championship.
Absolutely. Right. I'm with that. Is he back?
No.
He's not back.
No. So I know you want to get in your bag because you had visited the Knicks Morning Drive and had been on other joints around Knicks Universe, and you want to get in your bag about some stuff. Do you have anything else you want to get in your bag about?
No. Well, the thing about it that I notice is that when things go wrong for us, it goes. Knicks fans go off the ultimate deep end, and they already put us at the abyss, and that's not what it's supposed to be like. You lose a game, you find out what you did wrong, and then you try and correct it. Now, if there's a trend to us losing games that hasn't been corrected, then is it something that we have a legitimate gripe to look at either the coach or, in this case, the players, or Randall, a Kemba, a Fournier? That's something that that we have to look at if there's a trend. And the one trend I will say that I'm noticing, I wanted to mention it earlier, are the turnovers.
Okay.
In the Celtic game, the home game, that the first game we had 17. In the Magic away game we had 11. In the Magic home game we had 13. The 76ers game we had 12 at home. Away at the Bulls we had 13. At the Pelicans we had 12. And at the home for the Raptors we had 16.
Okay.
So already right there, I mean, whether it was forced or whatever you want to call it, those turnovers are what's getting these guys back, are getting our opponents back in the game, and we're either losing them or winning by a point or two.
What kind of turnovers, Kev?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't see that, unfortunately, and I apologize for not having that information. I will next time. Go ahead.
It's so the turnover thing, in my opinion, is misleading in that certain turnovers are risk reward type of plays. Give you an example, right? Give you an example. Eli Manning was great at risk reward throws, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if the pass was intercepted, the field position would be such that it was like a punt anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll try to hit Odell Beckham on a deep corner route, like 38, 40, 45 yards down the field. If the DB pick it off, make a great play, it's like a 45-yard punt anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? But if Odell Beckham makes a great catch on that play, then all of a sudden you go from being at your 20 to the other team's 35-yard line. Now you're in field goal position. You're in field goal range, right? And so, like the turnovers you mentioned, Evan Fournier has two types of turnovers. The turnovers that he had this season in transition were one that if he could squeeze that ball over the top of an outstretched defender's hand, RJ Barrett gets a dunk. Right?
Right.
But if that defender makes an excellent play, then they get the turnover way down there, and you see them in enough time that you can reset your defense.
Right.
Right. So while there's a risk reward thing there, they're the two types of turnovers, right? You took the risk of trying to get that easy bucket to RJ in transition. If they pick off the pass 60 feet down the court, you still have enough time that you can protect your own basket.
Right.
Right. So it's that type of turnover, the risk reward. And then it's the bumbling turnover where you see the trap coming, you fumble the ball to two dudes running your way.
Right.
One of them pick it off, and now it's a 2-on-1 the other way, and there's nothing you can do. Right. So the turnover thing with me and Randall is that, right? It's just that. It's the risk reward thing with Randall, because if you have a power forward that can make the 50-foot pass down the floor, you have a rare power forward. You accept the risk reward, right?
Right.
You accept that. Because think about this. Could Charles Oakley make that pass? No. Charles Oakley couldn't dribble, let alone handle the ball, let alone pass it.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. Some of these things you gotta weigh the risk reward. You never want to turn the ball over, right?
Mm-hmm.
You never want to turn the ball over. But it's one of those deals where you have to kind of think about why it is you take this chance. So we're up by, think about it. It's time in games we're up by 8.
Mm-hmm.
Say we're up by 8. I get the ball. I see RJ's. Oh, even better. I get the rebound. I see Obi streaking. Obi's outrunning his man, and I try to make that 50-foot pass to Obi because I know if I can get it to Obi, he's gonna finish on the fast break, right?
Yes.
But the defender tips the ball, and they get the ball back. Was it worth the risk of me trying to get that ball to Obi? We up by 8. Yes, because if Obi catches it, we certainly gonna be up by 10 and maybe 11 if he get fouled and get the and one.
That's right.
Right. So it's like a risk reward thing now. The thing with Kemba yesterday, trying to dribble, and he dribbled the ball off his ankle. That's a bad turnover. I don't care what. Kemba trying to go to the basket and dribble the ball off his ankle. Yo, you a 10-year NBA point guard, and you dribble the ball off your ankle directly to the defender. They get a fast break the other way against the Raptors. That's bad.
Yeah, if you see in the chat,
Kemba Walker against the Celtics. Remember how many turnovers he had against the Celtics?
Yeah. I was there. I
That's
was there
bad.
for it. I was there. Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, that's bad.
Man, if you
Right.
read some of the comments in the chat, it just seems as though that they just want to give up on this season. The way they're talking about how we're, how it's a mess, that we have no team, and this is what I'm talking about with the negativity. That there's nobody that wants to be positive for this team. They want to throw them all under the bus because we lost 3 games.
Right.
They want to throw everybody on the team under the bus.
Right.
Everybody.
Right. What about your turnovers thing? What else did you want to get to about the turnovers?
No, well, you kind of answered it a little bit. When you were talking about Randall, I was gonna just say what his turnovers were in it. Like for the Celtics, was there for that. So I said that the Celtics had we had 17. 7 of those were his. Against the Magic away, we had 11. 4 of those was his. At home, there was 13. He was responsible for 2. And against the 76ers, we had 12, and he only had 1, which was cool. Against the Bulls, where we had 13, 4 of those was his. And I'm going to go on a limb to say I think those were towards the end of the game as well.
Okay.
All right. With the Pelicans, he was responsible for 2 of them. We had 12. He was responsible for 2. And against the Raptors, where we had 16, he had 3 of them. And I'm going to probably say those 3 came in like either the second quarter or the third quarter. And everything. So I guess what I'm getting at with Randall was I think he's having the turnovers at the worst opportune time.
All right, Kev, who's the league MVP? The reigning league MVP?
Jokic.
How many turnovers does he average a game?
I don't know.
3.6.
Okay.
So it's risk reward.
Yeah.
It's risk reward.
I just think that the turnovers he does are, I think a lot of them are careless.
Randall?
I really do. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think a lot of them are careless.
Okay. Let me read this super chat real quick, and then we'll let G-Man. Then I'll move out of the way. Yes. So Paris Duggar says, and Paris Duggar, thank you
so much
for your generosity. Indiana can't be beat if their big men shoot from 3 like they did. That's a loss. You have to tip your cap. You have to tip the cap to their great 3 shooting. I think I might agree with that because when you have 7-footers that can shoot the 3, you know what I'm saying, at a clip like at 70%, then what else can you do?
Okay, so now I got 2 things to ask you because I talked with this insignificant being this morning about it. You. With Turner shooting those 3s, and I want Parrish to answer this as well. With Turner shooting those 3s, do you think Mitch should have done a better job guarding those 3s, guarding against those 3s against him? Since that's putting up your hand, getting up to him, because he can't put it on the floor. He can't put it on the floor.
But Kev,
okay, I'm asking.
Miles Turner didn't ISO Randall. I mean, Miles Turner didn't ISO Mitch.
Right.
Yeah, Kev, listen.
Right.
Listen.
I'm listening.
Listen. He didn't ISO Mitch, right? And shoot a 3 in Mitch's face. They were running actions behind Mitch that Mitch also had to be accountable for. They had guys running the baseline and Mitch is also the rim protector. So they put Mitch on an island where he was halfway between both. Because if Mitch slams up to Turner, Turner throws the pass over Mitch's head to a guy underneath the basket.
Right.
So all these, every time, like when you see somebody shoot, we got to remember that there's a shooter and a defender, but there are also 8 other people on the court. Right? They don't just stand. Like Miles Turner didn't just dribble to that spot and shoot a 3. They ran a action that put Mitch in jeopardy, right? And so while we think that Miles Turner just got out there and Allen Iverson Mitch, he didn't. They ran actions. They ran a pick and pop play that got Miles Turner. And how we know if they ran a pick and pop play is because they ran it every time down the floor, even when it wasn't. They even ran it with number 88, but Tadzi or whatever his name is. They ran this. They ran the same play with him, and they ran it for Sabonis also. But Sabonis bricked his threes. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't defend it because we didn't have size, rim protection at the rim. And the guy that's shooting was Mitchell Robinson's man. Now, could we have put Randall on Miles Turner and let Mitch guard their power forward? Maybe. But just to say, slam Mitch up there, put Mitch in Miles Turner's shorts, you know what I'm saying, is unfair to the scheme Indiana was running with the pick and pop, right? And it's unfair to the defense that the Knicks had called, right? It's just what it is.
Okay. I think it also, at least for us, it didn't bode well for us when they jump out to an 11-0 lead in the first quarter, because already you're behind the 8 ball right there. I mean, the closest we got was what, 3? G-Man? Was it 3?
3 what?
You ain't even paying attention.
I ain't even paying attention. I'm reading the chat right now.
Yeah, the chat is off the chain.
It is. What was it?
The closest that we got was 3, right?
Yeah, y'all. Okay, y'all want to scrap these topics and do the chat then?
No. Heck no. Do your topics. Do your topics.
No, I'm saying because I can highlight certain ones that when you.
Nope. Stay on topic. We need to stay
on topic.
No, I'm because if you pick one, I can put it on the screen. Is what I'm getting at.
Nope. We're gonna stay on topic.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna stay on topic. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. On topic. Yep. So ask us another question.
Well, actually, it's about time for us to wrap.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Right. And so what we can do right here, man, is we can do this. We can let y'all have your parting shots. Mm-hmm. We can flip a coin, or y'all can decide who goes first with your parting shot.
Oh, he can go first,
and then we'll wrap from there.
I'm gonna give it to you.
Give it to me. Okay, all right.
Go ahead.
The one thing I'm going to echo from my esteemed colleague is that you guys have got to have a little bit more faith in your team. We have, I don't know how many teams there are in the NBA, but I'm sure that their fan base sticks behind them no matter what. And that's what we should be doing with our team as well. Give them coal when they do bad, but give them their flowers when they do good. And be angry if we lose a game, but also understand that it's only a loss and it's not the season. So I'm gonna need you guys. I was reading all through your chats here, all through your comments, and you guys have got to have a little bit more faith in your team. And that's all I really have to say.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, let's be real for a second, right? This squad is what we have. This is who we are. This is the identity that the New York Knicks are subjected to right now. So you have to ask yourself a question. Am I all in or not? There is no straddling the fence. You have to make it. The line in the sand is drawn. So are you with the roster that we have right now? Or do you have a grandiose idea that there is some player out there that's going to come in here, he's going to swoop in and make the team that much more dynamic, and we go out and we win a championship? Let's be realistic. Milwaukee won the championship after Giannis and Middleton were on the team for 8 years, right? Do you actually think for 1 second that just because you make a roster change, that makes us a legit NBA contender. Let's be real, ladies and gentlemen. This is a journey. This is a journey. So what I need for everybody to do, go out, get you a picnic basket. That's right, I said picnic. Get you a picnic basket and enjoy the ride. Enjoy seeing the growth of these youngsters that we got on the roster, to include the Quickleys and the Obi Toppins, the McBrides, the Grimes, the Sims, and watch these guys grow, because they're growing behind legit all-stars that we have on this team. Things may not always go as you want them to go, but trust and believe we will always get better. And the reason that you know we will always get better, and people understand and recognize that, is because now my NBA League Pass is blacked out because these games are on national television. What is that about? Really? 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 Okay. So I would say let's see what happens when we play Milwaukee tomorrow night. I will watch that game with great interest, just to see where we are and what we have learned. And I believe that we have learned from these last couple games to where I hope that the team comes out playing fundamentally sound team New York Knicks basketball. We're going to have to get to the defense later on, but I need for you to stop turning the ball over, make free throws with that you have the opportunity to make free throws, and shoot high percentage shots. That's all I ask. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all you can ask for from any NBA team. But, I love my Knicks. I do.
I just woke up.
Right.
I just woke up because I was hit over the head.
I know you are not used to that soliloquy like that, Kev. I'm gonna teach you that one day.
I like that. I like that though.
That ain't a soliloquy. That's a that's a toothache.
I was enjoying that, man. That was a toothache, man. But hey, thank you everybody for coming out. Y'all have a good night. We out of here. Peace.
And remember.